Good evening, everyone. It's Storm here, bringing another gaming news roundup video. And I hope everybody is enjoying their weekend. We have a couple of episodes that we need to talk about for this episode. So without further ado, let's get on with the discussion. Our first set of news we have is EA announced that Battlefield 1943, Bad Company, and Bad Company 2, and Mirror's Edge will be delisted from all storefronts. It was said that EA was going to remove these four games off every storefront on December 8th of this year. But recently, they kind of backtracked on that statement and said it was an error. Don't know why they said it was an error, or it was just weird and stuff, but I don't know. I guess people probably didn't like the idea those games would be removed. Like, I honestly don't know anybody who still play those games, but it is what it is. Our next set of news comes from the voice actor of Venom for Marvel Spider-Man 2, Tony Todd. Yeah, somebody asked Tony Todd a question involving Marvel Spider-Man 2, and he replied to that person saying, "It looks like September, massive public coming in, publicity coming in August, commercials start dropping in August, so I'm told, hold on to your ... and basically hold on to your butts and hold your breath. Could be necessary." But a couple of minutes later, he deleted his tweets and basically saying, don't listen to him. He didn't know what he was talking about. It's more than likely Insomniac or people at PlayStation told him, like, yo, you better fix what you're saying right here, because they want to keep it on the hush hush. But if history is known to repeat itself, Marvel Spider-Man PS4 at the time did release in September, so it is very likely that the sequel will also launch in November also, if there's trying to keep their fall release date. And of course, a lot of people saw that this is competition wise, because people say like Xbox Starfield got delayed out of November, and then God of War Ragnarok, to avoid God of War Ragnarok in November. Now they moved to September and possibly gonna be facing Spider-Man, which a lot of people debate which one would be a bigger game. The thing is, when it comes to that, I don't believe it's a fair comparison, because you have two different type of games, and you have ones that's a well-known IP. Like, you could argue that Spider-Man is like the biggest Marvel character in comic book wise, because he is a well-known character, versus Starfield, which is a new IP in general. So my opinion, it's not a fair comparison. Well, I hope both games do well in the end. Don't know when we're supposed to get the Marvel Spider-Man news, but it has to be, I'm assuming, somewhat close, that if Tony Todd, because the thing when it came to Tony Todd's statement, another well-known journalist who talks about this kind of stuff, he also agreed with Tony Todd. He agreed with what Tony Todd said, because in his words, it's what he heard also. So because he's co-signed what Tony Todd said, it seems very likely, but I'm still gonna wait for a proper confirmation, because lately we've been seeing like voice actors for video games and stuff have been doing this exact same thing. Like, for example, you got who can I think of? You got Lance Reed, let him rest in peace. He actually did leak that he was working on the DLC for Horizon Forbidden West, because he made a tweet or video. He made a tweet that he was in a mocap suit, so that made people believe that he was like a sequel. Not a sequel, a DLC for Forbidden West was being worked on. And for segueing into the next bit of news, we actually have uh, a PlayStation blog discussion about Horizon Forbidden West, the Burning Shores DLC. Guerrilla Games have put out a PlayStation blog talking about the Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores DLC and what can you get for the pre-order bonus and the cost of it, and also how to access the DLC when it's become available. The DLC will cost $20, which some people was actually surprised about, because people were at least expecting at least $30 to $40, but the fact is $20. That's a very good price, especially you could get Forbidden West on the PlayStation Premium and extra PlayStation Premium or extra tier right now. So if you never bought Forbidden West, you could just download it off of the PlayStation Plus tiers list and just pay the $20 for Forbidden West, and you will have everything. And they said the way for you to access the Forbidden West DLC is you need to basically beat the story. That's basically what you gotta do. You beat the story for the Forbidden West, then you would get a call from Cyrus, and once you get that call, you got access to the DLC. And the stuff for the pre-orders, you get two items, two gear that you get for the pre-order bonus, and you get the black tie-dye outfit and the black tie-dye short bow for the pre-order bonus. I do like the colors of them; they do look pretty cool, and I am looking forward to play the DLC. I did play and beat Horizon Forbidden West. I did enjoy what the game has. So I am looking forward to going to where's it going? Well, it's going to Hollywood. So can't wait to experience that. And also for those who's on the PS4. Unfortunately, the DLC is only available for the PS5 users and stuff. Because a while back, Guerrilla Games did say they want to take full advantage of the new hardware when it came to Horizon. So, yeah, I guess we'll see. A lot of people did say like Horizon Forbidden West could have been a lot more than it could have if it was only on the PS5. So I'm guessing with this deal, when this DLC drop, we'll see what could have been Horizon Forbidden West only on the PS5 hardware. Alright. On to our next set of news. The next set of news I have, it is, let's see, is a quote from the voice actor for Tyr from God of War Ragnarok. This comes from Rhino the Bouncer. He said, Ben Prendergast, sorry I butchered his last name. He's the actor who's played Tyr in God of War Ragnarok. He hints more upcoming appearance for Tyr. And this is his quote. And all I have to say this, it isn't the last you'll seen of Tyr. So this could possibly hint God of War Ragnarok getting a DLC, a spin-off focusing on Atreus, or maybe possible the next future God of War game if they ever decide to make one. It's up in the air what San Monica Studios is gonna do, because I'm assuming right now they're probably working on I don't know if they're working on something right now because it had. Well, Cory Barlog does have like some type of IP, some type of sci-fi IP. I'm assuming that he was working on. So I guess we'll see what was come from Sandmount Studio because I think right now they're probably giving God of War a break, especially how Ragnarok ended. But if they do decide to do a next game, I'm assuming it will most likely be a Atreus spin-off just to see what he's going to be doing while he's gone. Alright. Alright. On to our next one. It is from basically some info around the next Crash Team Rumbles game and with their price and release date. This comes from Okami Games. He said Crash Team Rumble is officially releasing June 20th for $30. There will be a 4v4, 5 playable characters with different stats and abilities. A beta from April 20th to 24th will be available, but it's only for those who pre-order the game. And collect more, and some of the gameplay detail is collect more Wampa fruit than the other team and bring back to your side to score. This sounds like what kind of game? There, it by the sound of it is have more. It plays like some games like that we know of. Well, this is like one of the game modes. My opinion on the game. Me personally, I'm probably not gonna play because I was not really looking forward to Crash. Like I played Crash like years ago on the PlayStation 1, and it just one of those old IP characters that I just grew out of, honestly. No disrespect to the character and stuff and what he is and stuff. It just those his type of games doesn't interest me anymore. With that being said, on to our next one. Our next one is Valve have announced a Counter-Strike 2 coming to PC. This comes from Next Gen Player. It's being reported that Counter-Strike 2 is announced by Valve. It is launching summer 2023. Available in a limited testing to some CSGO players beginning today. It's a free upgrade for CSGO, uses Valve's Source 2 engine, upgraded and overhauled maps, game-changing dynamic smoke grenades, tick rate independent gameplay, redesigned visual effects and audio. All of players' CSGO items go through them to Counter-Strike 2. Counter-Strike 2 is a PC exclusive type of game. So, for as long as I know, I hear a lot of people said they play Counter Strike 2 and stuff. So the fact now Valve is announcing a second one and basically all your items get to come with you into the sequel. I think that's pretty cool. So, hope those PC players who's been looking for this for a while have a lot of fun with it when it comes around during the summer. All right. On to our next one. We have Silent Hill 2 Remake is close to finish. This comes from Shinobi602. It's being reported Silent Hill 2 Remake is close to finish. Release date depends on Konami, says Bluebird Team. So, by the looks of it, Silent Hill 2 Remake is basically near completion, coming out. But when it comes to the release date, that's all on Konami to decide, since they are partnered with them to make this game. So whenever Konami decides on the release date for Silent Hill 2 Remake, there you go. Basically, we just have to wait for Konami. So I'm assuming Konami is waiting until they're like literally like at 99.9%. Once they hit that percentage mark, I have a feeling that's good. Konami will announce the release date, so no chances of a delay or anything like that. The game is properly polished, without no day one patch and all that. So I'm assuming that's what Konami waiting for to hear from them. If I had to guess when will this game come out, I say probably around summer or fall. Uh, or matter of fact, they probably would go for the holiday. Like when it comes to this, sometimes I don't really get like when it comes to horror games, they never release around like horror season like for Halloween. I could see Silent Hill coming around Halloween and stuff. People cosplaying as the monsters from Silent Hill. So I say that'd be a good spot to release it. But uh, time will tell when Konami finally decide when it's gonna come out. All right. Our next one is a unknown studio is working on a AAA Team Mutant Ninja Turtles game. And this is being reported a Team Mutant Ninja Turtles AAA action RPG is in development at an unnamed studio. That's the right partner, says Paramount. The game will be based off the last Ronin comic series set in the future where one of the turtles have survived. It will likely to God of War. So I like this idea, especially if you read the last Ronin comic. If you haven't read the last Ronin comic, it tells the story of the battle between the turtles and the family related to the Shredder has come to a great, basically have reached the boiling point that the grandson of the Shredder took matters in his own hand and ended up attacking the turtle, resulting some of the important characters' death. And the lone survivor turtle, this is a spoiler if you haven't read the comic, but the comic came out like, I want to say like what, 2021, early 2021. So at some point, alright, basically it is a spoiler, you haven't read the comic. Basically, Michelangelo ended up being the lone survivor of turtles, and there's 5 comics for the story, and each comic gives you more of a story of what's happening, and also tells you what happened to the other turtles and their death. The ones who died are Master Splinter, Donatello, Raphael, Leonardo, and Casey Jones, and Leonardo, Casey Jones, Raphael, Donatello, and Master Splinter. Those are the characters that end up dying. And Michelangelo takes on the mantle of being basically going for revenge for his family death. Thus make him the last Ronin he referred to. And it is a pretty interesting concept because in the combo you get to see into Mikey's mental state. Like even though his brothers are gone and stuff, like he will still like he would like see them and he would have like a whole conversation with them. So he would not find true peace until he killed the last bloodline of the Shredder, thus ending this big old feud between them. So it's a very interesting comic. It is very graphic and stuff, and the fact that a game is being made for it, I am very interested. I did saw a lot of people who saw it. They were a little bit upset that finally that we were getting a AAA Team Mutant Ninja Turtles game, and basically, literally 3 out of the 4 turtles is dead. which I can understand that sentiment and stuff. But I'll just say this: if this game does well, this will open the door for more Team Unity, because I agree with some. I agree with the people. Like we, it's been a long overdue for a good Team Mutant Ninja Turtles game. I think the last one came from Platinum Games, and that was straight doo doo. So whoever this unknown whoever this unknown studio is, I'm hoping they do a very good job for it, and I can't wait to see when we'll see in progress. And the thing, it'll be like God War Lightning, so I'm wondering, like, is it gonna be a hack and slash, or will it be like God War 2018 at Ragnarok? Well, I guess we'll find out when we'll cross that road. Excuse me. Alright, with that out of the way, on to our next one. This comes from Force Solis is coming to PC and PS5 for this summer. Now, Force Solace is a single-player third-person thriller set over one long night on Mars and stars Troy Baker and Roger Clark and Julia Brown. You don't know who Troy Baker is. He plays as Joel in the Last of Us games. And you don't know who Roger Clark. He plays as Arthur Morgan in the Red Dead Redemption games. So apparently this game will probably be a horror space thriller like Dead Space and Quantum. What was that game? God, it came out last year this summer. Callisto Protocol. There we go. Yeah, so it'll probably. Granted, we don't know. I don't know what kind of gameplay style it have, but it's probably gonna be a horror thriller, just like Dead Space and Callisto Protocol. By now, you should probably know how I feel about horror games. They're not my cup of tea, so yeah, this does not affect me anyway. Alright, we're almost done here. Our next news we have is Resident Evil 4 Remake free DLC The Mercenaries launches April 7th. Yes, Resident Evil 4 just came out, I believe it was Friday actually, and it's being reported that Resident Evil 4, the DLC The Mercenaries is launching April 7th, and a little quick update is the VR2 is now in development for Resident Evil 4 Remake. So, yeah, Capcom, the team who does the remakes and stuff, they have another fantastic game on their hands. So, kudos to them. It's kind of funny because I've seen a lot of people say, like, shoot, they're knocking these remakes out of the park. They need to do one for Dino Crisis, which is kind of funny because that's like the most asked for game when it comes to Capcom. So, we'll see what they'll do. I have a feeling more than likely they'll probably remake Resident Evil 5 if they're even going to go that far. Yeah, I get a strong feeling they're going to remake the whole franchise at this point. Well, technically they didn't do one, which some people say they wish they did one. So, yeah, there's that. Alright. Now we're up to our last set of news. This one is going to be a big old blog. This comes from PAX East revolving around Final Fantasy 16. Yoshi P was there and he gave us a bunch of new info regarding to the game. And here we go on the breakdown of the game. Our first set of news that we have gotten for well, before we get to the news of Final Fantasy 16, I'm just gonna show out the new screenshots that they have for the game, and also the new videos for it that came directly from Paxies. So without further ado, here we go.
Right, as the story progresses, Clive gets more used to his icon. The battles will get speedier and more complex and more challenging. And again, showing you too much of these may result in some major spoilers, but we did put together a quick video that shows you just enough. So let's take a look at some of those icon versus icon battles.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you.
まあちょっとなかなか
I only stand here today because of Joshua. 13 years I've waited for this chance. I've slept in filth, drunk from a gutter, killed more men than I can count. Not this time. Ready, my lady?
Ready.
And that was the clips and screenshots that I managed to snag for the PAX East. I want to thank GamePray for the video that he got in for the PAX East that happened over this weekend. And just to let you guys know, during the live stream of Square Enix, they said everything that they was shown for Final Fantasy 16 was on the PS5, but that was not the final build of the game. So even though the game looks really good, it's not the final build. So it's gonna be even more polished, ready for launch, which is less than 3 months from now. Alright, now with that out of the way, we got a couple of small tidbits from the video, from the live stream. So I'm just gonna go over them right now. Yoshi P was answering some questions. One of them was involving QTEs. It was said that failed QTEs did not result in a game over. It may change up the cinematic scenario if you do mess up, but it would not result in a game over. And the QTE helped to keep the action flowing. There would be 3 types of QTEs: attack, evasion, and clash. Which, if you remember from the Garuda gameplay that came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago, we got to see those in action. Final Fantasy 16 bosses are split into multiple phases. Each phase shift changes to the environment and the boss itself. Simple QTEs are simply used to give these phases shift to the dynamic feel. As we recall back to the Airfire vs. Garuda boss fight, the QTEs in that one was crazy. It made it very cinematic. You basically two giant kaijus going at it, and I personally don't mind QTEs as long as they're done right. And for wise, just from the Garuda gameplay, I'm all for the different QTEs when it comes to these boss fights, cause it just gives that moment like a really good punch, if you know what I mean. There was some complaints when it came to the media tour, like why the area was so dark and so small. Yoshi P said the media tour focused on the Final Fantasy 16 action elements. The area showcase was not a field but a stage. 16 had many different stages in addition to fields. Map size, design, and layout are unique to each stage. And that was the one. That was another thing they said about Final Fantasy 16. They said the world layout is going to split into two, either stages or fields. The one from the media tour was a stage, so basically it just looks small in comparison, but that's not the case. So with that in mind, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it and just wait till they reveal more. I hate this was a complaint. I hate that they had to come out and say this, but the fact people were complaining about 16 not being turn based and just became an action game. Yoshi P and the rest of the people, they love turn based RPGs, but they also like action game. Like you could like both. Like come on now, people are. I can understand you would rather prefer to have a traditional turn-based game, but bro, the last turn-based traditional Final Fantasy mainline title wasn't since 10. So y'all need to cut this out. Really, me personally, it's annoying of seeing that. And just to talk about the last bit of news, it took 3 seconds to load and fast travel thanks to the PS5. Final Fantasy 16 will have a performance mode of fidelity for graphic and frame rate. And last but not least, it was said that Hideaway is a hub area and safe space where Clive can return in between his adventures. It includes item shops, blacksmith, Arita Stone, which is like a training area for you to learn your combos, and a little bit of there's a little bit of an arcade, but they didn't really talk about that. And majority of side quests start from here, and the RSO lets you replay stages or practice your combo skills. They also said they will have more stuff to talk about. Like they will talk about more of the RPG stuff for next month. So I am looking forward to that to see how everything works. But that's the news for this week. I hope you guys enjoy. And I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and have a good night.